Uh, every little bit helps when you want to stay fit. Can someone add this to my calorie counter today for me?
Special thanks to Fitbit for sending over the Fitbit 1, your wireless activity and sleep tracker. Track everyday activity and sleep with the Fitbit 1.
Welcome everyone, it's a product review from Spike Studio. This time we're taking a look at something in health and wellness because we don't just sit around the studio all day doing nothing. We like to stay a little fit. So Fitbit sent over the Fitbit 1, the wireless activity and sleep tracker. We'll talk about both those parts in just a minute. It's supposed to track your everyday activity, tracks your sleep patterns, as well as you can put in the foods that you eat and keep track of the calories and dieting and stuff that of course we should all do that we don't do. And I love the desserts. If you follow me on Instagram at I Do Notes, you'll know that I'm all about the food. So food porn is a big thing. Let's talk about what's in the box on this one. First of all, nice compact box. They show the device in the window, but that little bitty device has a couple parts and a couple components you need to add to it. So once you open it up, you have the little actual Fitbit itself. It's in a nice little plastic snap thing. It's not totally locked in. There you go. As you can see, it's very tiny in itself, which is good because you want this to be indiscreet. You want it to sit quietly somewhere on your body and run. The downside is, of course, that you could forget you have it or throw it in the laundry as people have done. So I would make sure you find a pattern that you know to take it on and take it off when you do it. Also in the box, some simple packaging. What we have is a little USB charger cord. It's not very long. You can plug this up to the actual Mac or PC, or if you have a USB charger that goes to a phone, you can plug this into that part and put the Fitbit in. One thing you want to be careful of is on the inside there's two little connections. You can't really see them from there, but to give you an indicator, on the back of the Fitbit device there's two little connectors as well for charging. The device will let you put it in upside down. It's actually in there, it won't come out. But that's not right. It's not charging. What you need to do to match it is, of course, the connectors with the connector slots on the inside. The way you can easily tell is they put a little Fitbit symbol on the top. That's the upside. Put the upside of the Fitbit in with the connectors and it'll actually click. So for those that didn't hear it, we'll do it again up close. It actually clicks. If you don't hear the click, it's definitely not in right. You can actually put this in upside down and it'll never click. But it looks like it goes in. It never clicks. Besides that, for the Fitbit, it also comes with this tiny, lovely little USB connector. Very small. You could lose this if you don't keep it plugged in. What this lets you do is it searches for the synchronization for the device for the Fitbit. As you walk by the machine or you're sitting near it during the day, it'll actually synchronize the last steps you did, calories, things like that it keeps track of. It's really nice. It's very tiny. I like that. It doesn't take up a lot of space or stick out. So make sure you keep your eye on that. The other part that comes is the actual Fitbit clip. So for the Fitbit 1, the actual small Fitbit sits into it, small side down, and it snaps into place. It's actually just a rubber ring that sits around it. What you can do then is put it on the inside of your pocket. I recommend putting it backwards on the inside of your pocket so if something ever happened or it broke, it would fall into your pocket. You could put it on the top for the ladies, sports bras or anything else. You could actually put it on the outside of shorts. But remember, if you don't keep track of it, you could easily throw this into the laundry. So keep track of it. Now, what do you do at night? That's another part. And I was looking at the box and it said sleep tracker. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to wear this at night. There's nowhere you could comfortably put it without smashing it. Well, this pops out. Then we have the box again. Under the top part of the box was another plastic sleeve, and I took it out of the plastic though, is this wristband. Wristband is Velcro, so it's one size fits all. It has a Velcro on the end, says Fitbit. One size fits all. It has this tiny pouch right here in the middle. This tiny pouch has a little bitty slot right there. I'll put my finger in the slot that you slide the Fitbit into. So all we do is we take the actual Fitbit device and we slowly, there we go, slide it into the slot. What do you do from there? Well, you just wrap it on your wrist. So now I'm wearing it when I sleep. Some people may find this the first night not disturbing, but if you're not used to something on your wrist, but I didn't notice it. I put it on the first night. You push down the button and you hold it and a stopwatch starts. It did a really fine job of knowing when I was in motion, when I got up, if I moved at all, how long I slept. In the morning, you just have to remember to turn it off because one night it said I slept for 18 hours, which I really need because as you know in the studio we don't sleep, but it said I slept a long time and that kind of screws you up. You have to manually kind of just guess or go back and edit. But if you do it right and you synchronize, it'll show you a good indication of some sleep history. So past that, let's jump over and take a look at the web interface and talk about that really quick and things that you can do there. So here we are in the web interface. The web interface just basically synchronizes everything the Fitbit keeps track of. When you actually have your Fitbit and you click the button, it'll show you the time, it'll show you the number of steps that you've taken, it'll show you the floors that you've climbed, not going down, just going up, which is an interesting thing because that means you actually, if you walk downstairs half the day and upstairs half the day, you would think that would count for twice as many floors. No, that's just the number of floors you went up. So it knows when you're going up floors. As well as that, you get steps, you get miles, calories, and a lovely little flower that grows the better you do. So the web interface itself will keep track of all that. You can enter some things manually, or you just let it synchronize as you should. You also get badges and awards depending on how well you do. They like to give you milestones and markers, a reward system for visual indication. Now the one part that you have to keep track of yourself is the actual food. You have to keep track of the food. If you don't, you can't keep track of goals. You want to keep track of calories, portions, things like that if you're really into the fitness side, or you want to set goals for your weight loss because you also manually enter your weight. There's an area at the bottom you're logging for your weight. So during the day you find yourself entering the amount of food, but what I did appreciate is at the bottom they have a special section where you input how much water. As strange as that sounds, it kind of encourages you to drink more water. So it's a good way to do it, and you see the glass filling as you go throughout the day as you enter more and more water throughout the day. Otherwise, everything else is pretty much listed. You can hook this to other apps like MyFitnessPal and others that have really good barcode scanning for foods to enter how much you ate, and it knows portion sizes. Otherwise, you have to go with what people have entered. You can also enter your own stuff into here if you want to. If you have the time and you get a new product they haven't seen, or you know how much it is at a restaurant, you can go in and edit those type of things based on portion size. Keep in mind some things may say a serving or a portion size in there is a slice. Well, you need to change the value 8 to 2 or 3 or servings or ounces or whatever it is that you ate. So keep track of that as well. Past that point, what did I think overall? Overall, it worked all the time. Every couple days or so, I need to make sure I kept track of the charge, like every 3 days or so. Keep track of the charge, because if you don't, of course, the battery dies and then you lose count of everything, so it's a waste. You can easily see that, but what I got in the habit of doing is, if I would jump in the shower, which you wouldn't wear it in water, it's not waterproof, that I would plug it in to charge for a little bit. That's a great way to do it. You weren't sleeping, so you weren't tracking that. You really were getting in somewhere you couldn't use it if you're going to swim. Then the other part you can do is, we'll go back to the interface, so you could actually track extra activities that you do that you can't wear it for. Things like swimming. Things like you don't want to wear it when you went rollerblading in case you fell or whatever, didn't track rollerblading as anything more than steps. You can add a vigorous activity like rollerblading into the interface. So that's another good way that you keep track of your exercise that's inside of it. From there, it's a lot of personal momentum, meaning I've got to have the momentum in myself to go to the interface to actually add the extras. If I just let the synchronization take place, it's some good health metering that takes place for you and lets you know what's going on. If not, I've got to manually go in and just give it some extra data to help improve myself as well as keep track of the fitness. So for those that are looking for a good fitness device that offers some good functionality, performed well, I can't tell if I didn't walk 8,000 steps in the day. I wouldn't possibly know, but it told me when I did 10 because it gave me a big reward. What I'm saying is you have to trust the device is doing exactly what it says. I didn't see any performance issues. I never got any errors. I never got any error codes on the screens. It always charged successfully. It worked at night as long as I remember to turn it on and off properly. Well, when I was falling asleep and waking up in the morning, I kind of got in the routine for a few days to do it, as well as the nice packaging they put in there. So for those that are looking for a device to track their fitness, track their activity, track what they eat, track their sleep patterns, the Fitbit 1 is a really nice device. It works really well, has a web interface, has a good community around it. You can actually get engaged with the community, and there's a lot of people that try to work together to see what you're doing, and groups. It's a good way to help motivate each other, of course. They've done a good job with that. There's actually interfaces mobily as well as online. The synchronizations you kind of walk by. Little humorous thing is at the office, there was 2 or 3 of these we found out. It'll synchronize against any of the Fitbit ones. It'll only go to your account, it knows that, but it'll actually synchronize as you pass by someone else's desk if it just happens to be in a sync cycle. Or you'll find that people came in and actually leaned on your desk, like, what are you doing? They're like, just syncing my Fitbit 1. So it was a good way and a good fun way that people would engage and use each other's synchronizations as they went throughout. It uploads Mac, PC, selected smartphones. The goals and charting and graphs and everything else is a great way to keep track of your health. And for someone that's looking for an easy alternative to basically just maybe motivate themselves, Fitbit 1 is a good choice. We want to thank Fitbit for sending it in. Please subscribe to all our product reviews on Spike Studio. Let us know if this helped you. Leave some comments below. And if you have other products you want us to review, leave that in the comments as well. It's another product review from Spike Studio. I gotta go get in fit again.